Welcome to lecture 4 of building materials. With Professor M.H. Kolar sir, this is Assistant Professor Saddam Hussain Masri. So in the previous classes, we have discussed regarding a building material called stone. Various properties have been discussed in the previous 3 classes. Now in the 4th class, we will discuss regarding another very essential building material called as bricks. Now, I believe it is not necessary for me to emphasize how important the bricks are in the construction industry. Though there are other materials used as a substitute for these bricks, but they have not completely subjugated the use of bricks in the construction industry. Now, as we know, the bricks are most commonly used construction materials. So there are 3 classification of the raw material used for preparation of bricks. The soil which is used, there are 3 types of soils which we usually adopt. So in this type, the soil which we are using should at least contain 3 of these types. So this should have the first type of soil should have a combination of loamy, mild or sandy clay. It should have pulse, chalky or calcareous clay, or it should be plastic, strong or pure clay. So these are the 3 types of classification of soils. Now as far as use is concerned, the bricks are classified into 4 types: the first class bricks, second class bricks, third class bricks, and the fourth class bricks. So the first class bricks. There are 4 classes of bricks by the users. So the first class bricks is the top-notch quality of brick. So these bricks, they should be completely thoroughly burnt, producing a deep red color, or you can say copper color. The surface of the first class brick is smooth and rectangular with parallel sharp edges and square corners. They should be free from flaws, cracks and stones. They should have a uniform texture, and if you scratch the brick with your fingernail, they should not leave any impression on them. They should be free from all kinds of lumps. So if you strike 2 bricks together, they should produce a metallic or ringing sound. And when you immerse the brick in the water for 24 hours, the water absorption should not be greater than 12 to 15% of its dry weight. The compressive crushing strength of brick is less than 10 Newton per meter square per mm square. The crushing strength of these bricks is less than 10 Newton per mm square. So these are the qualities of your first class bricks. Now coming to the second class brick, small cracks and distortion are permitted in this kind of bricks. So they have a little higher, water absorption ratio more than the first class bricks. The water absorption capacity of these bricks is 16 to 20% of their dry weight. It should not exceed 16 to 20% of the dry weight of the brick. And also crushing strength is less than 7 Newton per mm square for these second class bricks. The third class bricks, they are usually very underburnt. They have soft and light colored texture on them. They produce a dull sound when you strike 2 bricks together. So the water absorption capacity of these third class bricks is 25%. So when you immerse these bricks in water for 24 hours, the water absorption is 25%, about for 25% of the dry weight of that brick. Now, as far as the fourth class bricks is concerned, these bricks are very overburnt. They are badly disordered in shape. They do not have a particular shape, and they are very brittle in nature. Manufacturing of clay bricks. So there are four methods of manufacturing. There are four steps in manufacturing of clay bricks. So first one is preparation of clay, then molding, then drying and burning. So basically there are four steps involved in it. Now preparation of clay. So when we consider the preparation of clay, we have to follow four more steps here, five steps here: unsoiling of the soil, unsoiling, digging, cleaning, weathering and tempering. Now what is this unsoiling? So unsoiling is nothing but when you want to take the clay from the ground, so what we have to do is we have to exclude the up to 20 centimeter the top layer of the soil, because the top layer of the soil contains most of the impurities in them, which is not good enough for the preparation of clay. So that is why 20 centimeter of the soil is taken out. Now the next step is digging. So after the 20 centimeter depth, the clay is dug out from the ground. After digging out, the clay is spread evenly on the ground surface, creating a heap. Next step is cleaning. We have to make sure that the soil which is taken out should be clean from all the impurities, uh, pebbles, stones and vegetable matters. For example, if the impurities are much more higher, it should be washed and the clay should be washed and screened, which is uneconomical in nature. Now after cleaning the clay, what we have to do is we have to subject it to weathering. Now what is this weathering? Weathering is the process of softening of clay by exposing it to the atmosphere. So we have to spread the clay on the ground and we have to expose it to the atmosphere for a particular period of time so that the soil gets softened. Now the next step is tempering. So what is this tempering? We have to the clay is brought to a proper degree of hardness and is made fit for molding purpose by adding a required quantity of water. So basically what we are doing in this step is we are adding water to the clay and making a mass of a particular hardness which can be easily molded into the uh, form of a brick. So these are the four steps in preparation, five steps in preparation of clay. Now the next step in preparation of bricks is molding. So here we have got two methods. One is hand molding and then the other one is machine molding. So in hand molding we have got again two methods, ground and table molded. So here in ground molded, the ground surface is cleaned and then the soil is sprinkled on the ground. On that the molds are kept in which clay is poured. Clay is filled in it. By filling the clay, we are preparing the bricks. Similarly, table molded is nothing but the bricks are prepared on a specialized table. Again, we have plastic and dry clay machines as well for the preparation of the bricks. Now the next step is drying. So in this step, the bricks are placed on in a shed covering all the sides so that they get dried. Uh, the drying is carried out so that the moisture is removed from the brick, so that to control the amount of cracking in them. So before burning, the drying has to be carried out so that the brick loses moisture in it. So the next step is burning of the bricks. The in the burning of the brick, the dried bricks are burned either in clamps or in kilns to a certain degree of temperature. The bricks will gain in this step. The bricks will gain hardness and strength. So The temperature of burning is around 1100 degrees centigrade. So the burning is very essential to gain the full strength in the bricks. Now there are certain qualities of bricks through which we can assess the quality of a brick. So the quality of a good brick is it should be table molded, so it should be well burnt in kilns producing a copper color. It should be free from cracks and with sharp and square edges. The color should be uniform and bright. So the brick should be uniform in shape and should be of standard sizes. The brick should give a clear metallic ringing sound when struck with each other. The bricks, when broken or fractured, should show a bright, homogeneous and uniform compact structure free from voids. The brick should not absorb water more than 20% by weight for first class brick and 22% by weight for second class brick when soaked in water for 24 hours. The brick should be sufficiently hard. No impression should be left on brick surface when it is scratched from fingernail. The brick should not break into pieces when it is dropped on hard ground from a height of 1 meter. The brick should have low thermal conductivity and they should be soundproof. The bricks, when soaked in water for 24 hours, should not show deposits of white salts when allowed to dry in shade. No brick should have the crushing strength less than 3.5 Newton per mm square. So this now there are four tests which are carried out on the bricks: compressive strength, water absorption, efflorescence, and the warpage. These are the four tests which are carried out to determine the quality of the bricks, which we will discuss in detail in the further classes.